I'm Patricia Goodman of patriciagoodman.com, and I wanted to thank you for stopping by to watch this video. This is part 5 in my video series, What Are You Doing with the Rest of Your Life? Now, in previous videos, we have looked at the 6 key steps you need to consider if you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. We've also looked at the business options available and some of the pros and cons associated with each of those options. We then looked at questions you need to ask and answer as part of your market research to determine if your business idea is going to be viable in the marketplace. So now we're ready to move on to step number 3 in becoming an entrepreneur, and that is defining your business. What exactly will you be doing with your business? Now, the one thing I did want to mention before we get deeper into this is that creating a business plan is something that I'm not going to be reviewing in this video series. There are several software applications available that will be able to help you build a business plan for your business. However, I did want to note that part of defining your business does include pulling pieces from your business plan. So if answers to some of the questions that we pose in this video are not readily available to you, they will become available once you actually do create a business plan for your business. So now we have discussed how important it is to define your business up front so you know you are looking at a true business opportunity. And for those of you who are following a passion and have a clear direction, this can be a relatively easy process. But for others of us where our direction isn't quite so clear, we are not quite so focused, it can be a little bit more time consuming. So the best way to go about doing this is by answering some questions. So I've prepared a PowerPoint presentation that contains 14 questions that will help you define your business. So let's go to that right now. So there are 14 questions to answer in defining your business. Question number 1, what industry will your business be in? Are you looking at selling products or selling services? Now, once you've answered this, then drill down another level. What type of physical product or service will you be selling? For example, if you decided to sell clothing or you decided to provide, say, technology services. Question number 2, what specific niche market will you be focusing on? If you had decided to sell clothing, for example, you may only want to sell children's clothing. Then that would be your niche market. Or if you had decided on technology services, then that would be your niche market. The more specific you can make your business, the better you're able to develop your expertise in that area. And expertise is definitely a marketing advantage. Question number 3, define the problem that your business is solving. Now, all businesses are created to fill a need and solve a problem. So what problem does your business solve? Question number 4, define your target market. Who is it that has the problem that you are solving? So for starters, are you selling to businesses or are you selling to consumers? In defining your target market, you need to be as specific as possible because this is your customer. The more familiar you are with your customer, the better able you will be to market and advertise your business to them. If you are selling to consumers, you can be extremely detailed in describing them, such as their age, their marital status, their location, what are their likes and dislikes, what is their income level, their educational level, etc. Your target market cannot be everyone. It needs to be defined. Question number 5. Where will your business be located? So are we talking about a brick and mortar operation? If so, a physical location must be found. Or are we talking about an internet-based business? And if it is an internet-based business, will you be working from home? Or do you need to find office space? Question number 6. What value are you delivering to your customers? By that we mean what benefits do your customers derive from the products or the services that you sell? An example might be if you have a store on eBay where you are selling clothing, one benefit to your customers is that they can purchase whenever they feel like it. There are no store hours. So if someone wanted to make a purchase at 3 a.m., they could definitely do that. Another example might be if you are providing a consulting service, one benefit could be your customers receive proven strategies and ideas that you know have worked for others who are in their very same situation. Question number 7. What is your competitive advantage? So think about what is unique about your product or your service. How can you differentiate it from the competition? And why would someone choose to do business with you versus someone else? Question number 8. Who is your competition? And once you have that defined, how successful have they been over time? Question number 9. How will you sell your product? Now, that's a very general question that really includes several sub-questions. So questions such as, how will people learn of your business? What type of marketing will you do to acquire your customers? Once you have acquired customers, how will you keep them coming back? And are sales made in person at a store, or are they made online, or do both methods work? A good point to remember is it costs much more to acquire a new customer than to keep an old customer coming back. So you definitely want to keep your customers happy and coming back to do business with you. Question number 10. What size will your business be initially, and how large would you like it to grow? Do you envision your business as having only one employee that's you, or do you see many employees working within your business? Question number 11. How much time will you spend working on your business? So how many hours per week can you dedicate to it? Are you looking at this being a part-time or a hobby business, or is it going to be a full-time business for you? Now, the next few questions that we're going to ask, you would pull the answers to these from the business plan that you're going to be creating. So question number 12, what is your overall cost structure? What are your initial startup costs? What are your fixed costs? And what are your variable costs? Question number 13, how much revenue do you need to generate in order to succeed with your business? So this is looking at a combination of the number of sales made in conjunction with the price at which they were made, so you can calculate the total revenue. And then from this question and the previous question, you can determine what is your overall profit margin. And then finally, looking at the last question, what is your initial financial investment in the business? How much will it take to get you started? And do you need to obtain financing in order to move forward? Now, once you've answered all 14 questions, you will have a solid foundation to keep building upon. As a result of going through a process very similar to this, back in 2004, when I was downsized, I chose to reinvent myself as a franchise owner. I purchased a retail franchise that I owned and operated for 8 years. Now, the franchise was new to my local area, so I was responsible for planning and building out the facility, and then I did manage the day-to-day operation of the business. I learned a great deal through that entire process. My franchise did fall into the category of nice to have, but not necessary. And as a result of that, the economy did take its toll on it. And I was forced to close the doors in 2012. At that point, I was faced with reinventing myself for a second time. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. In our next video, we're going to be looking at how you can assess your qualifications for starting and running your business. And that's going to be based upon identifying the various skill sets that you possess. So I hope you found this video helpful. I've enjoyed speaking with you. I'm Patricia Goodman. Take care.